So we're building up to our first truck race of the day. Plenty of trucks on the infield here as well in our show truck paddock. Got dozens of them here for convoy in the park. Everything from small local delivery vehicles to long distance HGVs. We've got tipper lorries, road sweepers, all sorts of things on display for truck fans to have a look at. Plenty of fleets from all over the UK have come here to display their show trucks, some very beautifully hand painted and sign written tractor units as well. We can now hand down into the paddock and hear from our correspondents down in the paddock area today. Of course, a great entertainer himself, as he always is. Let's hear from Pointy.
Hi, you're Martin Gibson, first place yesterday evening, joining us for a quick sprint there. And as I was about to say, you join me here at the BTRC Truck Sport podium with our beautiful sponsors GT and Vision Track, where in just a few short moments we'll be handing out another set of silverware here on Sunday morning at Donington Circuit, where the British Truck Racing Champions will take to the circuit once more for the first of 3 races today. Yesterday we saw quite a mixed bag with just one contested finish, seeing Ryan Smith losing his position in first place because he didn't have his engine running when the red flag was put out. But today we have relatively dry track conditions, quite a bit of rain, thunder and lightning on circuit last night, but luckily nothing to dampen the spirits of all the party goers that were enjoying the live music here on the GT live stage. Later on today, of course, we've got lots of live action down the live action arena with special guest Sammy Jaffa-Bowler that you saw earlier on, of course, not to mention all of the World Rallycross drivers that we've also got joining us this weekend as well. So, without further ado, let's get these trucks out on circuit and see who we're going to be handing some beautiful trophies to later on.
Good to hear from Pointy briefly there. There's the car that's caused the problem. It's Tim Foxlow being towed in, unfortunately, in his space frame Ford Escort Mark 1. Tim, the ex-hot rod racer on the short ovals for many years. He's had a problem there with the Escort. Where was he in qualifying? 15th quickest in the times. 30 cars ran in that session. One of a couple of space frame Escorts here today. Darren Owen, aka Deadly Daz, the former Bangor racer, is out with his as well. Well, as soon as those couple of cars are clear, somebody else being towed in there in the background, as soon as they are clear, we will be underway with our first truck race of the day. I think that's Simon Alloway in the Lotus Esprit Special GT car being towed in there. Yes, it is Simon, the man from Preston. That's effectively a single-seater chassis with a Lotus Esprit body on top, the old Special GT and Donington GT series car. It's got a 5,000cc Chevrolet V8 in the back. That is, if he gets it out and running, that's going to be something to watch here today. But the trucks are lining up then, and we'll give you the grid for this first race based on the result of the second race yesterday, but with the finishers reversed. So it's Jonathan Willis, 157 in the Dawson Direct Truck and Trailer MAN on pole position alongside number 18 John Newell. Second row is Tom O'Rourke, number 86 and 69 of David Jenkins. Then on row 3, 33 Steve Thomas and 81 of Mark Taylor, all in MANs. Row 4 is yesterday's winner, number 11 Martin Gibson, with his MAN, and the Mercedes of Ryan Smith, who failed to finish in the second race yesterday. Stuart Oliver will not be starting. His truck has been withdrawn today after mechanical problems yesterday. Then we've got the Division 2 trucks, which are the less powerful, less modified machines. It's John Powell heading them up in his DAF, number 6, alongside number 41 Simon Cole in his Mercedes. Second row, number 12, Michael Oliver in his Scania, alongside number 3, the reigning Division 2 champion, who had a quiet day yesterday, Stephen Powell. Then we've got 46, Bradley Smith with his Iveco, and number 10, Craig Evans. Good run to third yesterday in Division 2. Behind them, 68, Craig Reed, the championship leader with his Iveco, and the winner of race 2 yesterday, number 32, Jock Borthwick with his MAN. On row 11, we've got number 5, Adam Bint with his Volvo White, alongside 99, Paul McCumiskey with his Volvo. Those two trucks failed to finish yesterday. Brad Smith will not be starting in the number 16 truck, unfortunately. His DAF CF blew a turbo yesterday, so not able to run. His truck his hopes literally went up in smoke in the first race yesterday, so he's out for the weekend, sadly. Okay, we can now hear from the reigning Division 1 champion, number 1, Flying Ryan Smith. He's out there in the Mercedes Actros. He caught up earlier with our interviewer, Steve Jameson.
All right, he joined us down in the paddock here at Donington, day number 2 of the British Truck Racing Championships. We've got a mini Flying Ryan Smith mobile. We've also got the man himself as well. Ryan, first of all, lovely to see you back at Donington. Talk us through a little bit about day number 1 of the weekend, because we'll talk about day 2 in a bit, but day 1 didn't quite go your way.
No, and you know what? It's probably the worst we've ever had day 1. The championship coordinator makes us have a camera system in the truck, and it caused a voltage drop, which sent the truck into limp mode for the first race. So we had no power, but still managed to finish third. So you know what, we salvaged the point. Second race, we made a change to the fuel system, which we thought was the problem. Went the wrong way and a non-finish, but you know, that's the way it is, isn't it, sometimes?
It certainly is, we know that. Look, these little ones look absolutely amazing. You've got the Mercedes badge on your chest as well. Mercedes back in the British Truck Racing Championship for the first time in a while. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think we've won 12 out of 17 races so far. So, you know, Mercedes, for me, was the way forward. It's the next generation of truck racing. We have Keith Sims, the MD of Northside Truck and Bus, with us. He's been very helpful. He was part of it, getting it back on the circuit. So yeah, I think since Steve Parrish, we're the first people to come back on the grid. It's leading the championship. It's been dominating. Today is a new day with 3 races. Great turnout here at Donington, to be fair, even with the bad weather. So yeah, really, really, really glad to be on the grid in a Mercedes with a partner such as Keith. You know, it's fantastic.
And Keith, we'll bring you in here because it must have been a lot to you to see that famous old badge on a truck racing championship day.
It's been too long, it has. Yeah, it's been way too long. So it's lovely to see Mercedes back at front, leading the pack. You know, obviously Ryan's a great driver, but you know, really proud to see it there. So we just hope fortune today will be a little kinder to us.
And a dream partnership, I imagine, as well. When you got the what is it, 4 or 5 times champion in a row? I lose count now.
Five times at the minute. No, I've followed Ryan for a long time, from his Division 2 days, and all Ryan wanted was the right truck, you know, and hopefully keep the evolution going from there, and he's in the right truck now. You know, plenty of changes to do to it yet, but no, need to get back into Europe with it.
Well, lovely to hear. And right, before we let you go, day 2 obviously is upon us. No rain just yet, which is what we're hoping is going to stay that way. What are your hopes for the 3 races today?
Rain or no rain, I think you can probably tell in my voice I've not been the greatest all weekend as well, but there's going to be some serious fight in me today. So look, I'm not going to do the camera curse, but we will be pushing very, very hard. So yeah, expect us to be coming from the back.
Well, that's what we like to hear, mate. Best of luck for today.
Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Trucks are rolling then, getting ready for our first race of the day for the big rigs. Looks like we're missing Adam Bint there from the back of the grid. Unfortunately, the black number 5 Volvo is not there. It's the one truck missing from Division 1, that's Stuart Oliver. So Jonathan Willis, newcomer this season, the man from Birmingham, on pole, alongside John Newell in his MAN. Mercedes there, the pink truck of Simon Cole at the front of the Division 2 grid along with John Powell. This will be a 15-minute race for the British Truck Racing Championship here at Convoy in the Park 2021. Slightly drier track than yesterday here at Donington Park. The big rigs ready to rock and roll and rumble then here at Donington Park. 15 minutes of racing from the British Truck Racing Championship, race 3 of the weekend here at Donington Park. Jonathan Willis on pole, John Newell alongside, David Jenkins looking for his second win of the weekend, as is Martin Gibson in the black and yellow MAN. Jock Borthwick and Michael Oliver are winners so far in Division 2. Here we go then, the pace truck pulls into pit lane. Waiting for the red lights to go out. They do so, the power comes on, and here we go. Watch for Ryan Smith trying to get down the outside in the Mercedes from the back of the Division 1 grid. It's Jonathan Willis on the inside, side by side with John Newell. Will try and get round the outside into the first corner. John Powell's got the advantage in the DAF as they go, as Division 2 go into the first corner. We've got a collision further back. That's Mark Taylor involved. Who's that facing the wrong way? Is that Ryan Smith that's gone in there? Now, what has happened there? We've got David Jenkins. It is Smith who's been hit. Oh my goodness, look at the state of the Mercedes. Disaster for Ryan Smith, the reigning champion. There's broken suspension there. David Jenkins has got going again. Smith, I think, was hit by Mark Taylor, number 81. It was either Taylor or Tom O'Rourke, and David Jenkins with a lot of damage as well. So a number of the favourites involved there in Division 1. So with Ryan Smith's truck standing there, that is surely going to be a race stoppage, with Ryan Smith stuck at red gates. There's damage there to David Jenkins, who's trying to limp it back round into the pits. It's John Newell who's got the lead ahead of Jonathan Willis and Tom O'Rourke. So it was Mark Taylor involved, but surely they're going to have to stop the race. Yes, the red flag is coming out because Ryan Smith's truck is stranded there. Now, is his suspension broken? I don't think he's able to get going again there. He's having a terrible weekend, Ryan Smith. We heard he had electrical problems yesterday. You can see the bodywork damage there. He's trying to keep it going, Ryan Smith. He is very angry. I thought the suspension was broken there. It was just the angle the wheel was at when the truck came to a halt. So it looks like he's able to keep it moving. Now, see what's going to happen here. Steam coming off the water-cooled brakes there of Craig Evans, MAN, in the background. David Jenkins has got damage as well. He got hit on the first corner. I think it was him who got run into by Mark Taylor. You can see a lot of damage to the bodywork on Mark Taylor's truck. There is Ryan Smith making his way back in. And the truck's being brought back to the grid for a full restart. Mark Taylor into the pits. David Jenkins has stopped on the grid. Ryan Smith is making his way round. Here he comes up to McLean's. Now, will they be able to continue or not? Because if Ryan Smith, David Jenkins and Mark Taylor all taken out of the race there, well, there's not many Division 1 trucks left, it has to be said. Wheel arch comes off Ryan Smith's truck there. Souvenir for the marshals. So Jonathan Willis lines up again on pole alongside John Newell. David Jenkins' crew out onto the grid to check the number 69 truck. The clock is showing 15 minutes, so it looks like it's going to be a full restart. Division 2 trucks are okay. Here comes Ryan Smith. Is he going to go onto the grid or into the pit lane? Mark Taylor's gone into the pits. I think Ryan Smith is going to try and line up on the grid. I wonder if Pointy's able to make his way down there so he can give us an update. Where's Steve Thomas going, 33? GT Tyres Martin Oliver Transport Pace Truck is moving back into line, the MAN. I don't know why Steve Thomas has parked across the grid. You can just see on the left of your screen there the marshal recovering that wheel arch from Ryan Smith's truck. Well, Pointy's down at Redgate, and perhaps he can tell us a little bit more about what happened there, because he had a grandstand view of it.
Here just off Redgate Corner as we see the first lap to the race end in dismay for Ryan Smith. We had a crash, we had an incident. Jenkins took the inside, knocked him wide, and it was a massive incident indeed. Red flag, restart, regrid, and everybody here enjoyed it. The audience went wild, as you can see, still cheering now. Absolutely fantastic reactions. This is what people come racing for. It's not just about getting around the track, it's the enjoyment and the action and everything that happens out on the circuit. So the red flag means that we are going to revert back to the previous grid, but looking down into the gravel, we can see that I think Mark Taylor might have lost a front bumper, which means that he's not going to be allowed back in until he gets that fixed back on. But unfortunately, the marshals are now in possession of that bit of metalwork down on the end of the corner there. So I'm not sure whether we'll be seeing him join us back on the circuit. But a great start to the day here at Donington, well, at least for the spectators, of which there are many. The sun is coming out, the weather is warming up, and there is a lot of action left to see here today at Donington Park.
Okay, thanks Pointy. We're getting ready for a restart then. No Mark Taylor, but Ryan Smith and David Jenkins have lined up, so the damage not as bad as I initially thought it was there. It'll be a full 15-minute race. We will try again. Jonathan Willis in the Dawson Direct truck on pole. And John Newell, who was leading at the time of the stoppage, alongside him. Second row, Tom O'Rourke and David Jenkins. Then Steve Thomas. No Mark Taylor after his damage there. Martin Gibson and Ryan Smith completing the Division 1 field. There's Division 2. Missing a couple who had problems yesterday. We haven't got Paul McCumiskey's number 99 Volvo. We haven't got Adam Bint in number 5. Of course, Brad Smith out for the weekend, so it's John Powell and Simon Cole leading Division 2. We're down to 7 in Division 1, unfortunately. Mark Taylor, he might join in from the pits. We'll wait and see. One truck we should have had here this weekend as well was Rick Collins, number 95. His truck not ready in time. Of course, had a big smash at Thruxton last season. We know Stuart Oliver out for the weekend with mechanical problems following yesterday. This will be a 15-minute race. Craig Reed, the Division 2 points leader in the red Iveco there. Brand new MAN leading the field round. There's John Newell's brand new MAN alongside our pole sitter Jonathan Willis. Ryan Smith are the running repairs by his team going to hold out here. There's Bradley Smith, number 46, with his new Iveco. First full season in the sport for him. David Jenkins, his team have worked on the truck there. Hopefully that will hold out. Second attempt then with our first race of the day for the British Truck Racing Championship here at Convoy in the Park at Donington Park. This will be a 15-minute race. Jonathan Willis and John Newell head the Division 1 trucks. Second row, Tom O'Rourke and David Jenkins. Watch for Ryan Smith in the Mercedes. Jenkins and Smith involved in the first corner tangle with Mark Taylor at the first attempt. They're okay to continue. No Taylor on track. Division 2 are headed up by John Powell and Simon Cole. Pace truck will pull into pit lane then. 15 minutes of racing to come. Here we go then up towards the red lights. Ready for take 2 with British Truck Racing Championship. Race number 3 of the weekend. Away they go. Here we go down towards Redgate Corner for the first time. John Newell's made a good start. So has Ryan Smith up the outside. It's Newell who's got the lead into the first corner. Jonathan Willis holding second on the inside, side by side between Jenkins and O'Rourke for third place. Ryan Smith goes out wide over the curb. It's John Powell who leads in the number 6 DAF in Division 2. Craig Evans dropping to the back in number 10. Down the Craner curves. John Newell, the Yorkshireman, leads in truck number 18 with his new MAN. Willis has held second place, and it's Tom O'Rourke from Scotland in third in the number 86 MAN. DAF from Scania from Mercedes in Division 2. Fourth in Division 2, the defending champion Stephen Powell, the man from Kent. Along the bottom of the circuit they go then. Michael Oliver running well in Division 2 in the Scania, but it's Newell who leads the early stages from Jonathan Willis. Ryan Smith on the tail of his rival for several years now, David Jenkins. David, a former champion. Paced by Ryan Smith, looking for title number 6 in a row this year. Steve Thomas behind them, returning after a couple of years away in his MAN there. He's got Martin Gibson all over his tail. Winner in the second race yesterday. It was David Jenkins who took race 1. Down into the chicane they come. John Newell with the lead. Ryan Smith dodging all over the tail of Jenkins there. Martin Gibson making the move on Steve Thomas. He's got through into 6th position. Over the line they come then. John Newell with a lead of just over a second ahead of Jonathan Willis in second. Good run here by the Birmingham-based driver, the newcomer to truck racing this year in number 157. Swing their way through Redgate for the second time. Jenkins in 4th ahead of Ryan Smith, then Martin Gibson in 6th. They've got ahead of Steve Thomas. Down the Craner curves. What a fantastic, spectacular sight they make. Who's leading Division 2 further back? It is Michael Oliver who's got ahead of John Powell, the Scania blue and white number 12. Ryan Smith giving David Jenkins a bit of a push along there on the bottom of the circuit at Stark. He's up towards Schwantz. Ryan Smith has had a push to pass on the back of David Jenkins. There's Oliver leading Division 2. Son of Stuart Oliver, 10 times champion. Sadly out for the weekend in his Volvo. Ryan Smith looking on the outside now up into Coppice. I don't think he's going to get through there. David Jenkins moving to defend, and Martin Gibson is catching them as well, the number 11 GT Tyres truck. But it's John Newell who leads the way, the tanker lorry businessman from South Yorkshire in the number 18 MAN. Jonathan Willis going well here, holding second place through the Roberts chicane. Tom O'Rourke still in third. Jenkins and Smith seem to be content battling each other at the moment in this one. There's Mark Taylor's truck, or what's left of it, in the pit lane, as Ryan Smith pulls out to try and go around the outside of Jenkins for 4th place. Jenkins having none of it. Still John Newell who leads the way. Jonathan Willis up there in 2nd place. This is great stuff from the Dawson Direct Truck and Trailer MAN. There's Steve Thomas in the half and half liveried MAN. Half of it in the colours of HGV Direct, half in Dines Recovery. Coming down the Craner Curves Division 2, led by Michael Oliver, ahead of John Powell. There's a good battle going on for third. Simon Cole in the pink Team Hard Mercedes, and over the grass goes Jock Borthwick there in the background. The winner from yesterday's second race took to the grass there at the Craner Curves. Hopefully he survived that. Tom Tom O'Rourke is being put under some pressure now by David Jenkins. There's Steve Thomas, a bit of damage to the side of his truck, so maybe was caught in that first corner melee. First two have broken away here. John Newell from Jonathan Willis. Tom O'Rourke in third. Great run by Jonathan Willis, only his second ever truck race meeting, made his debut at Brands Hatch at the start of the season. Missed the trip to Thruxton. Great form here on what is his local circuit for truck racing, comes from Birmingham. Tom O'Rourke all the way from Livingston in Scotland in third place, and David Jenkins still side by side with Ryan Smith there. Ryan trying to get around the outside. Jenkins defending the racing line for third. Michael Oliver still leads Division 2. Another man on his comeback after a couple of years out of racing. He leads by 2 seconds ahead of John Powell. Borthwick survived his grassy moment last time through. He's third in the division ahead of Craig Reed and Stephen Powell. And Bradley Smith, Craig Evans and Simon Cole round out the field. So Simon Cole has dropped to the back of the Division 2 field. Ryan Smith sideways there through the old hairpin as he chases David Jenkins. Just can't get past the Digraph Transport Morris Lubricants MAN. There's the Thomas Transport MAN of Steve Thomas further back. Still these first two out in front. The lead gap was 1.8 seconds last time through. John Newell in the fastest lap of the race at 1:27.919. Out of Coppice. Keeping the gap over Jonathan Willis. Tom O'Rourke in third. Got just under 10 minutes of this race to go. There's the Division 2 battlers. There's Stephen Powell, almost the reverse livery of that on Steve Thomas's truck, his MAN, the yellow and white halves. So here come the leaders. We see Michael Oliver leading Division 2 in the background there under the bridge. And into the pits has come Simon Cole, so he's had a problem with the Mercedes. Had a retirement yesterday as well. David Jenkins still defending from Ryan Smith, and they're being closed down by Martin Gibson. Let's hope those electrical gremlins don't return for Ryan Smith that he suffered yesterday. Failed to finish the second race. I can't remember the last time before that Ryan Smith had a retirement. The new Mercedes Actros, built in Hungary by European Truck Racing Championship star Norbert Kiss. There's John Powell going well second in Division 2, his first appearance of the season. Jock Borthwick is up to third now as David Jenkins at the inside is going to take Tom O'Rourke as they come through Starkey's and Schwantz Curve. Good move by David Jenkins. He's up into third place. Let's see if he can hold it as they come up to McLean's. Yes, he has, and Smith's got through as well. And now Tom O'Rourke defending, trying to defend from Martin Gibson. They're absolutely side by side as they go up towards Coppice. A spectacular sight there as they barrel their way into the right-hander. O'Rourke trying to hold the inside. Now Jenkins under fire from Smith. He's got to defend into the chicane here. Ryan Smith trying to get alongside the 5-time British champion in the Mercedes Actros. Jenkins defends. Now Smith moving back towards the inside. No, you don't, says David Jenkins. Tom O'Rourke still side by side with Gibson. They've been side by side for half a lap. Just lost that bit of momentum coming out of the old hairpin. He's forced wide over the curbs there by Martin Gibson, who goes through and up into 5th position. This is allowing Steve Thomas to close up as well in the 33. John Newell still leads ahead of Jonathan Willis. The gap just over 2 seconds now. And they're 5.5 seconds clear of this scrap between Jenkins and Smith. O'Rourke's lost 3 places down into 6th position. Here's a battle in Division 2. Craig Reed alongside Jock Borthwick. He gets through, forces him wide over the curbs. Borthwick nearly loses it. Steve Powell says thanks very much, I'll go through as well. And so does Bradley Smith in the 46. All change on this lap then. Still your leader is John Newell ahead of Jonathan Willis, and they'll be hoping that the rest of them continue fighting each other behind and they're able to pull away. Borthwick back up the inside, retakes Bradley Smith in the Iveco. Bradley's father, Tony Smith, raced in this series for a number of years. He raced a Finnish-built Sisu truck a few years ago, I remember. Up alongside David Jenkins once again goes Ryan Smith, but he'll be on the outside for the right-hander at Coppice. Jenkins sticking rigidly to the racing line in his MAN. 6 minutes 20 seconds remaining. Smith tries to go for the inside again, down to the chicane, but Jenkins just not leaving him the room there. So it's good defensive driving by David Jenkins. Of course, it is letting Newell and Willis get away at the front. New fastest lap for John Newell that time through, 1:27.559. Willis over the line in second. He's dropped back from John Newell now. 4.7 seconds is the gap. Here comes Smith and Jenkins. They're soon going to be on the tail of Jonathan Willis for second place, I think. They've got Martin Gibson closing them down. This is a good run by Martin Gibson. Had a win yesterday in race 2, although that was stopped early due to a stranded truck. A couple of wins this season for the number 11, the GT Tyres MAN. Swing down the Craner curves. There's the leader in Division 2. It's still Michael Oliver. He's clear of everybody else who's slugging it out for second. Now in second place is Craig Reed, ahead of Stephen Powell. Then it's Borthwick and Bradley Smith. He's lost another place in there. John Powell has dropped back in the number 6 as well after possible problems there. Yeah, a slightly slower lap last time through. Still David Jenkins holds off Ryan Smith. Almost bump drafting him there as they come up towards Coppice. David Jenkins defending. Ryan Smith's getting impatient here. Get off, says David Jenkins, and defends his third place again. Here come the leaders. You can see John Newell has pulled away now in the number 18, looking for win number 2 for his new MAN. Had a win at Thruxton earlier this year, down in Hampshire. David Jenkins defends again. He's determined not to let Ryan Smith pass. 4.5 minutes to go. Here comes Martin Gibson. He's got a run on Smith and possibly Jenkins as well. Look at Martin Gibson. Great exit from the chicane. He's saying, well, if you're going to try and stick to each other, I'll get past both of you if I can. He's up on alongside Ryan Smith. He's going to have to be very late on the brakes. I don't think he's going to get round the outside into Redgate. Look at this. 3 of them almost on top of one another there. Smith's going to try and go through the middle here. Jenkins again defends into the Craners. Crowd are loving this. Smith still holds 4th. He's got to defend at the same time as attacking now, because one false move and Martin Gibson will be through. Down to the older hairpin once again. 4 minutes to go. Still Newell from Willis. They're separated by 4.5 seconds, those two, and further back by nearly 6 seconds now with these three. They're losing time, and Tom O'Rourke's closing back up again, and Steve Thomas. Could be 5 of them battling for third soon. Jenkins is the cork in the bottle, if you like, here. He's not giving way. Ryan Smith's getting wound up here. He's having to be careful. There's Gibson in the number 11 having a look as they go up towards Coppice as well. With a bit of luck out of the chicane, he could get past both of them if he can get the exit correct. There's the leader. Newell from John Willis. There is the 157, the Dawson Direct MAN. Great run for him in second place. Here comes the third place fight. It's soon going to be 5 of them because O'Rourke and Thomas are towing up onto the back of them now. Tom O'Rourke, who had a non-finish yesterday in the MV Commercial MAN, and now Smith again to the inside. Jenkins moves across, Smith almost onto the grass. Swings back out to defend from Martin Gibson. This is more like Caterham racing than truck racing. Through Redgate they go. Smith out wide. Gibson follows him. There you can see the gap to Jonathan Willis ahead of them. There's only 2.5 minutes to go. So there'll be a couple of laps to go this time. And here's the battle in Division 2. Jock Borthwick under fire from the defending champion Stephen Powell. He goes through. That's a move for third in the class. Michael Oliver still leads Division 2. There's the Scania. The Iveco of Craig Reed second, and the MAN's battling for third. Michael Oliver, son of Stuart. Busy with his show trucks now. Now he's out of racing for the weekend. And Martin Gibson's got through. He's got ahead of Ryan Smith. That was to happen down at the bottom section of the circuit while we were looking back at Division 2. I don't think they're going to catch the top 2 here. You know, there's only 2 minutes to go. They might get 2 more laps out of this. We'll wait and see. Steve Thomas has got ahead of Tom O'Rourke behind them, and here comes Martin Gibson. He's leading the attack on David Jenkins now. He's thinking, well, Ryan Smith, you couldn't get past David Jenkins. I'll try and show you how to do it. Smith seems to be struggling this weekend. Oh, and there goes the front bodywork. Look at that, all over the home straight there. Bits of bodywork everywhere off Ryan Smith. Is that a legacy of clipping the back of David Jenkins? Look, he hasn't punctured a tyre doing that because he ran over his own front bumper. Look at the state of the Mercedes. Jenkins still third ahead of Gibson. Tom O'Rourke seems to have slowed. Yes, he's dropping back. Is that a repeat of his problems from yesterday? He's down in 7th. How far behind is Michael Oliver, the Division 2? Yes, he's quite a way back. Less powerful, the Division 2 trucks. Through to the bridge, then up towards McLean's. Still the battle for third goes on. The lead gap is up to nearly 6 seconds now. John Newell is heading for victory. Jonathan Willis is nearly 6 seconds ahead of these three. He's going to take his best ever finish in second. There is Newell. It looks like he's going to have one more lap to go this time because there's 30 seconds left on the clock as he comes down towards the chicane. In the NWT Container Services MAN, comes up over the line to start his final lap. Look at the debris from the truck of Ryan Smith. There's Willis in second. Great run by him. Here comes the third place fight. These trucks looking increasingly battered and bruised. Ryan Smith is going to run over his own debris there if he's not careful. Don't puncture your tyres, Ryan. Up on Martin Gibson. It's still Jenkins holding third. He's held on in front of this group all the way. Steve Thomas 6th. Tom O'Rourke in 7th place. Down the Craners for the last time. Ryan Smith determined to get ahead of Martin Gibson now. Such a frustrating weekend for the British champion. Jenkins has pulled away a couple of truck lengths there. Smith tries again. There is John Newell meanwhile. He's heading for the second win for his new MAN this season. Has led all the way. Probably wondering where everyone else has got to. They're too busy fighting each other. Out of Coppice for the last time. Jonathan Willis still in second. Still the third place fight goes on. Here he comes into the chicane though for the final time. The man from near Rotherham in South Yorkshire, number 18, John Newell, who returned to truck racing after several years away a couple of years back, comes in for win number 2 this season. The win goes to John Newell, and well done Jonathan Willis, a superb second place, his best finish of his debut season so far. Excellent stuff from the 157. David Jenkins does hang on for third. Ryan Smith's got back ahead of Martin Gibson for 4th place. Gibson 5th, Thomas 6th. And 7th place will go to Tom O'Rourke. Next through we will have the Division 2 pack a little bit further back, and it's going to be Michael Oliver. He has been reeled in by Craig Reed in the OK Trucks Iveco for Reed Freight and Reed Truck Sports. It's going to be the GT Tyres Kelsa Truck Products at Scania of Michael Oliver for his second win of the weekend. Accelerates out of the chicane ahead of Craig Reed. Michael Oliver wins Division 2. Craig Reed comes over in second. Who's going to be third in Division 2? It's going to be Jock Borthwick ahead of Stephen Powell. That protects Craig Reed's championship lead. Bradley Smith in his Iveco. He's got a little bit of damage to the bumper there. Comes over in 5th place. And the other finishers, Craig Evans and John Powell. Simon Cole, unfortunately, a retirement. Congratulations to John Newell then, taking the win for the second time this season in his MAN, and well done Jonathan Willis, his best ever finish of his debut season in 2nd place. A frantic battle for third, Ryan Smith having to settle for 4th behind David Jenkins. Confirm the results shortly. The rivalry between Jenkins and Smith rumbles on. Ryan Smith did beat Martin Gibson home for 4th. Martin Gibson got the fastest lap of the race, 1:27.183. And there's our Division 2 winner. 2 wins this weekend so far for Michael Oliver. Inherited the win in race 1 when Jock Borthwick was penalised for jumping the start. Michael Oliver celebrates, waving to the crowd and the marshals. He's very pleased with that one, holding off the points leader Craig Reed. Look at the state of Ryan Smith's Mercedes there. He's going to have to fit some new bodywork on that. confirm the results of that first truck race of the day, the third of the weekend. John Newell, the winner, by 7 seconds ahead of Jonathan Willis, a brilliant second place for the 2021 newcomer. David Jenkins holding on for third, half a second ahead of Ryan Smith, with Martin Gibson having to settle for fifth, although he did get the fastest lap. Sixth place went to Steve Thomas, number 33, ahead of Tom O'Rourke. Then we have the Division 2 trucks. Michael Oliver wins Division 2, finishing a second ahead of Craig Reed. Jock Borthwick third in that division and completing the top 10 overall. Stephen Powell was next home ahead of Bradley Smith. Then Craig Evans, John Powell, and a non-finish, sadly, for Simon Cole. He pulled the Mercedes into the pits after 3 laps. Non-finish for Mark Taylor as well. He didn't take the restart. You can see his truck, or what's left of it, in the pit lane. Hopefully we'll see him repaired and back out later on. Hopefully we'll see Adam Bint and Paul McCumiskey as well. They failed to take the start in that one. Well done indeed to our intrepid truck racers there. A rather wild encounter at times. Our next race will be a little later on for the Caterham Sigmax and Sigma 150s. We'll take a bit of a break now. That will be coming up a little later on, scheduled to go off at around 12:20. That's the more powerful classes in the Caterhams, 140, 150 brake horsepower. And if the Sigma 135s can produce a near 3-way dead heat, who knows what their more powerful cousins from the Caterham Graduates Racing Club can do. We hope you've enjoyed the action so far. We can now head down to Parc Ferme to hear from our race winners.
All right, welcome down to Parc Ferme with the winner, John Newell. John, you made that look very, very simple, mate. Composed right from the start, let it out, took him home.
Didn't feel that way at the start, but once we got going and settled into a routine, I could keep pulling the gap and the gap and the gap. And then towards the end, they told me to put some quicker times in, trying to get fastest lap, but we were just slightly off. But we had a good race, it was good fun.
Yeah, and you were setting those fastest laps through the middle of the race as well. I think it helped you out that there was a fire raging behind you. Were you aware of that battle for third place?
Yeah, I seen it all going off behind, but I could see I would keep pulling the gap, so I wasn't interested really. I was just concentrating on what I was doing.
Been a great weekend for you so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's getting there. A bit of a bad day yesterday, but hopefully today will be better.
Still 2 more races to come. Wish you the very best of luck with those.
Thank you very much. And
I'm going to grab a word, if I can, with the man in second place. Here we go. In front of the truck for his first ever podium, I believe. An amazing result for you, mate.
Thank you so much.
Second place.
Yeah.
I think it's only your third ever race, am I right in thinking?
Second race, brand action, this one today.
So second ever meet, you're on the podium. It must feel absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing feeling. You know, there's a hard drive. There's some fast drivers out there. I tried my hardest then when we got there. So congratulations to my team, my sponsors. You know, without all them people, we wouldn't have done it.
It's an incredible achievement. What's it been like? Because obviously you're the newest one on the grid in terms of to this sport. You've had only 2 meets to it, but it's a really exciting sport to be a part of, isn't it? A real family feel.
It's completely different. Everyone's really, how can I put it? They're really welcoming. They help you out. You know, it's a hard thing to drive. It's going from car racing into this. It's completely different. You know, but we're getting there and we're learning. So really pleased with today's result. Well, let's see what we can do in the next race.
Yeah, you are learning quickly, mate. Best of luck for the next ones. Congratulations.
So thank you.
All right, we're going to head on over here. Do stick with us because we're going to try and get the words from the men who are battling away in third place. That crazy, crazy battle between Dave Jenkins, Martin Gibson and Ryan Smith. We're going to try and just get a word. I can see Martin Gibson over here and Dave Jenkins. So let's see if we can bring them all in. Martin, Michael, can I bring you in? All right, Michael, we'll come to you in just a minute, winner of Division 2. Martin, we'll start with you because that battle for third place is one of the most entertaining races we've seen in a very, very long time. Talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, that was brilliant. So much manoeuvres and everything, but it's all clean, it was all proper racing, it was brilliant.
That's what you do it for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. If we can have another one of those, then bring it on.
Talk about the battles though between Ryan, Dave and yourself, because at one point you looked like you were out of it, you brought it back in, then all of a sudden you were the man challenging Dave. It was all over the place, wasn't it? But I mean, how well did Dave do to hold you two off? Because you were going at him pretty hard.
Yeah, well, I sat back a bit because I thought these guys are going to take each other out, and then it wasn't happening, so I thought I better get involved. Then I got involved and cocked it up, so I ended up at the back anyway.
Michael, we're going to bring you in if we can. Another victory for you, mate. 3 years out, you're on top of the podium once again. It's going all right, isn't it?
That's too easy, man. I tell you, I could barely look left and right. My neck's killing us, so it was a good job. I got a good lead because Craig would have got us, like, but.
It does take a little bit of physical getting used to it, doesn't it? Because I know you've been in the paddock all this time, but sitting in the front seat, that's a little bit different, isn't it?
You're trying to say I'm unfit, like?
I wouldn't dream of it.
I know, it does take it out, yeah. I tell you, your arm muscles are working, and bloody hell, there's a belt comes right up past your groin. That you've got to be careful of that one and all.
I bet you do. Right, we're going to let you get off. Best luck in races 4 and 5. We're going to try and find Dave Jenkins and Ryan Smith. Ryan's just over here, so I'm going to grab him. Ryan, need to talk to you about that one, mate. That was a hell of a race. What was it like to be a part of?
Dave Jenkins's mum and dad must have fed him with a catapult, because I tell you now, it was that slow in that race. The pace truck overtook me at one point. I've never raced with anybody so defensive in my life and defended for 1 point like he'd won the Formula One Grand Prix Championship at Checkered Flag. He wants to be ashamed of himself, and his team want to be ashamed of himself. The spectators come here for overtaking. From the word go, he spun me into turn 1 when I'd gone by him, and for the rest of that race, he drove that slow, honestly. We've got an electric truck that does 5 miles an hour, could have overtook him. I'm just disappointed in myself that I didn't get by him, but onwards and upwards to the next race there'll be more fireworks.
Yeah, I don't doubt it for a second. Talk us through that first turn, because obviously we spoke to you before the race and you want a big improvement on yesterday. Were you worried at all that you might not be able to get out for that race?
The truck still wasn't right. We've still got a fuel issue, but you make the best of the situation you can. Just so annoyed with other competitors doing that for 1 point and stopping racing. I enjoy racing if somebody's fair, but he was doing 20 mile an hour in some corners, and I was crashing him up the rear, as you can see with my bar, because I couldn't go any slower. And I just said to him, Dave, he went, well, I had to do what I had to do. What, for third, fourth? Some people race that way. I race to win. I race to put a good show on for the spectators. I don't defend for 15 minutes. He obviously wanted to. That's his choice. Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Wish you the best luck for races 4 and 5, Ryan. Thanks for talking to us. We're going to try and find a word with Dave Jenkins. Give him that little right reply. He's over there, I think. So we're going to head on over to get our final interview after a really dramatic truck race here at Donington Park. Dave looks like he's having a bit of a debrief with his team. And we're going to put some questions to him. Dave, if I can grab a quick word with you, mate. I enjoyed watching that race immensely. Some people didn't enjoy being part of it as much, I know. How did you react to that race? Because that battle for third was enthralling.
It felt like 30 laps of somewhere. The first corner was a mess. There was a bit of a jump start and a bit of misfortune going on. I got a tap from behind, unfortunately tapped Ryan. Seemed to agitate him somewhat. And then, I had to just defend from him until I got myself a bit of clear space and then get away from there. But we'd got a little bit of walking wounded with the truck, and it was too little too late in the race to challenge the other two guys, but we'd have never caught John Newell, and John Willis, a well-deserved first podium for him. So all in all, an enthralling race.
Just spoke to Ryan. He says he spoke to you a little bit earlier. He says he could never do what you did and defend. What do you say though? Because for you, I guess it's more points in terms of the championship, and you did what you could.
Yeah, it was it was about the championship battle, wasn't it? And I wouldn't have needed to defend if he hadn't have got, physical. So if we'd have been going together, I could have gone forwards. But, it was just one of those sort of stalemate situations where, I'm not being, at all smug, but there's winners and losers in every situation. And, this particular time, we got the result, he didn't. Next time, I'm sure the boot will be on the other foot.
Well, races 4 and 5. If this race is to go by, it should be a cracker. What are you expecting from it?
Yeah, more. Ryan's going to be like a coiled spring now. Clearly, I don't think we'll stop him again. But we need to, we need to make some changes to the truck, get some tyres around it, get it straightened out, and see what we can do. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, so are we. We cannot wait for it, Dave. Best of luck for races 4 and 5. We are going to hand you back straight to them. Dave Goddard is waiting to take you through for that next race here at Donington.
Well, we said there's a bit of a rivalry between David Jenkins and Ryan Smith, didn't we? I think there's going to be a bit of a grudge match between those two later on. They're Friends off track, but deadly rivals on it, as we could see there. Now we're going to take a break now before our next race later on, which is the Caterham Sigmax and Sigma 150 cars. But great fun there from the trucks, all good fun. And we'll be back underway a little later on with our next race, which is the first of the Caterham Sigmax and Sigma 150 race, the more powerful Caterham Graduates Racing Club cars that we have here this weekend. In a short while we will be handing over as well to the awards. Pointy's going to be handing over the trophies to the top 3 in each class, and we'll hopefully hear a bit more from them on the podiums. It's coming up shortly.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome to the podium for the first race here at Sunday at Donington Park. That'll do, that'll do. Well, what a fantastic start to the day here at Donington Circuit, where we saw the British Truck Racing champions take to the grid one more time. With a bit of a false start and a red flag, a re-grid saw some fantastic results and a very, very closely fought battle for the top three in Division 1 and 2. So, without further ado, let's get on with, of course, traditionally the Division 2 race first. And in third place, not doing as well as he did yesterday, Jock Borthwick. He better be here. He's not here, is he? Unbelievable. We'll move on. We'll move on. Okay, in second place, Craig Reed. Where's Craig gone? Do you want all three? Just come and get all three. And collecting all three trophies in first place, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Oliver. I mean, you're just going to have to just, yeah, you go. Just take one each. Put your hat on. One each. We'll do this again later for the photo ops, I believe. Come on, that's it, come on. Second place, climbing up. You got it. No, this one. Kids and TV, classic mix. There you go, hold that one. Oh, it doesn't really matter, just put it down. There we go. Come on, Jock's representative. Oops, sorry. The Young Driver Awards go to... Look at this, they get younger every year. Round of applause. I don't think you should spray them though, Michael. Okay, maybe save the bottles. I'm getting... Right, now quick, run away now, quick. I think you should just get the audience as well. Yeah, go on, do it. Hey! Oh, well done, Michael. Well done. Fantastic effort. Thank you very much. Oh, I smell lovely. Oh. Well, this was clean on today, ladies and gentlemen, but never mind. Right then, moving on to the greatly awaited Division 1 race, where we saw in third place, battling to the very finish, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Jenkins. He was here a minute ago, I saw him. Here he is, yes! That's it, there we go. And in second place with his first podium in the British Truck Race Championships, put your hands together for the Brummie lad, Jonathan Willis! Not sure how you're going to spray champagne with holding those two, dude. Hand them back, that's good. They're the best type of kids, they are. Ones you can hand back. And in first place, making it stick this time round, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for John Newell! Here you go. Well done, mate. Here you go, mate. Where's his cap? There's his cap. Beautiful. I'll hold that in front for you there. Hold that in front. You got it? There we go. Fantastic. Round of applause again for your top three, Division 1. And as they like to say in Europe now, it's time for the champagne. Quick, go, get down, go, run. Twisting. Oh, easy now. That's it. Here we go. Hey! Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, thanks, John. Nice one. Oh, right then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We will be doing, of course, the next podium straight after the next race. We are running a little bit behind schedule, but that should be at around 2:10 start time for the second race of the day. Don't forget to head down to the live action arena where we're now doing drift trucks and rallycross racing. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later on.